This is the EUFY S1 Heated Wearable Breast Pump. This pump is hands-free, has HeatFlow technology, and hospital-grade suction. It is truly a game changer for mamas who want to feed their baby breast milk. Let's get into it. One thing I love about this pump is it only has 4 pieces. Your flanges, your milk collection cups, the diaphragms, and the duckbills. Because it only has 4 parts, it makes for easy assembly and easy clean, which is a time saver. These are the standard 24mm flanges. One of my favorite things about this flange is it's heated, which sets this pump apart from all the others on the market. This is where the flange connects to the heating component in the motor. Its HeatFlow technology prevents clogs and boosts output by 30%. The flange is also a nice, soft, flexible silicone. It does come with some extra parts. There's extra duckbills, a cleaning brush, the charging cords for each individual motor, and then it also comes with extra flange sizes, the 17mm, 19mm, and 21mm. The flange inserts are silicone. They're nice and flexible, and they're easy to insert. You just stick it right in the big flange and you are good to go. These are the milk collection cups. They are made of a hard plastic, and on the inside is where all the milk is collected. This is where your duckbill goes. This is where the flange connects in. Your motor goes right here, and then your diaphragm sits right in this spot here. One really nice feature is that it shows you how much milk you've pumped, just to give you an idea. So the cup can hold up to 5 ounces. If you let it go up to here before it overflows, you can get 6 ounces. These are your diaphragms made of silicone, and then these are your standard duckbills. All right, let's get into the assembly of each pump. So first you'll take your duckbill and stick it in this bottom hole right here. You do want to make sure that it snaps in there and is fully in, otherwise you won't get good suction. Then you want to take your diaphragm and slide it right in. You want to make sure that it does completely seal in there. Then you'll take your flange and you just match up the circle parts. It does get a little tricky when you're sealing it. It's kind of like a Tupperware container. You just start at one end and then work your way around it. But you get used to it really quickly and it becomes super easy. One really important tip is you want to make sure where the heat component comes into the milk cup, you push in on the back of the flange, and then you can see the ridges of the heat component push through the plastic. If you don't do that, the heat will not work properly when you put the motor on. The last piece to put on for assembly is the motor, and it just fits right on top here. This is the heating component that will go to the flange, and then you just snap it in. You want to make sure it gets snapped all the way and is up against your diaphragm there. All right, the motor is running right now, so if you look in the hole, you can see it suctioning in and out. Functions of the motor itself: you have the power button right here. When you turn it on, the white part is your suction level, so you can turn it up or down. There are 7 different levels. There's also 2 modes, stimulation and expression. The stimulation is the 3 waves. The expression is the water drop. So you can see which one it's on by looking at it. There's also the heating component. If you click on the little temperature down here, you'll notice the dots turned red. That's how much heat you have coming through the flange. Again, up to 7 modes on that. Can go up to 102 degrees. And then to get back to the expression mode, you just unclick the temperature button on the bottom there, and you can go back and forth between the 2. Another good tip that I've found is up top, that is your pour spout. You can buy these pour spout plugs on Amazon separately. Highly recommend. It just helps to prevent overflowing and leaking everywhere, and it just slides right in that spout opening. After you've finished pumping, disassembly, you just squeeze these 3 little lines on both sides of the motor and pull it up. So we'll take the motor out. Then when you go to pour it, you want to make sure you have your thumb over the diaphragm here so that doesn't accidentally slip out. And then you just pour and you won't have any leakage that way. After you're done pouring it all out, there is going to be a little bit left in where the diaphragm sits. So go ahead and pull the diaphragm out, and then you'll just dump in what's left in that little spout right there, just to get every little last drop of that liquid gold. This one was a little bit more full, so you can see how the milk kind of backed up where that diaphragm is and why it's important to hold your finger over it and then also dump that extra bit out at the end. It also comes with these dust covers to put on the outside of your flanges. I really like these when I'm traveling because if I'm pumping and it's all wet, I just throw this on and then stick it back in my cooler until I get to where I'm going to wash it, and it won't have spilled any milk droplets anywhere. Very convenient. Overall, this pump was life-changing for me and allowed me to play with my toddler and care for her while also being able to pump and feed my baby breast milk.